Alright guys, so this is, I guess you can consider sort of a part 4. This is sort of just like an update slash sort of the personal modifications I've done. Also, it's kind of going to be a video on sort of how my first game went, what I need to do to improve it, sort of like, yeah, pretty much like an update. So first off, you're probably looking at this and going, what the hell is that? Now, with the 249 saw, just like its real counterpart, the real steel version, it feeds off of both a 5.56 belt of ammo, or it can be fired using standard M4 mags. So, what I'm trying to do for the 240 is something similar. I want to be able to both use M4 AEG mags, just like the 249 AEGs and the 249 Daytonas, but also with the 249 AEGs and Daytonas, they don't feed like the 240 does. They feed from a box mag, and they can also feed from regular M4 AEG mags. But the way the box mag works is that, let me grab an M4 mag. This is a gas blowback mag. I don't have any M4 AEGs, but pretty much they use the box mags for the 249, use like the top of an M4 mag. So you just plug it in to the 249 about there, and then the box mag sits under here, and that's how it feeds. It uses the top of like an AEG mag with a hose to the box mag. So I'm going to do something similar. I'm not going to use a 249 box mag. I'm going to use the top of a M4 AEG mag with a hose, but instead of it going to the box mag on the gun, the hose is going to run to my backpack. So I'm going to have a backpack fed M240. That also allows me to also run regular M4 AEG mags. So let's say my box mag goes down. My box mag either runs out of battery, my box mag jams up or breaks, and I can't use the box mag anymore. I either will have my own M4 AEG mags, or go to a friend, because you know most people in airsoft use M4 AEGs. So I can just go to them like, hey, I need a mag right now. Stick the mag in, and I'm ready to go. I'll have a few hundred rounds at least to, you know, last me to get through wherever I'm going, to sort of get through some enemies and find some cover and fix whatever I need to, or, you know, whatever. Just something so I'm not stuck. If my box mag breaks or jams, I'm not stuck and sort of have my hand down my pants like I'm an idiot. So that's what this is. This is some, I think, 22 gauge. Yeah, 22 gauge metal I bought from Home Depot. It was like $6. Now the reason why I point out 22 gauge is because 22 gauge is thin enough that it can slip over the mounting bolt. That's why I have this keyhole right here, so it can slip in and lock into that screw. But also, this little tab down here locks down into here. There's a little slot in between this bracket and the wall of the gun, where on a regular M240 box mag there's also another tab. So this just adds a little bit more security to the system. It helps lock it in better. So once it's locked in, it, you know, right now it's kind of has a little bit of movement to it because it's still very thin, but I'm gonna work that out in the future. I'm gonna strengthen it, plus maybe try to find someone to put a little thin weld just to sort of strengthen it up. But right now it's hollow. I made it a little bit bigger than a M4 mag, obviously, because with AEGs, let's say like an AK-47, or for me in my case a G36 AEG. They make Matrix makes an adapter. That adapter adapts a G36 AEG to fire from standard AEG M4 mags. It's a little adapter that hooks into the G36, and then you can run M4 mags. So I'm buying that, and I'm going to install that mag well or that adapter into here, so that way an M4 mag can fit. Now, I made this a little bigger, obviously, because it's always easier to cut metal away than it is to add metal. So for now, this is just sort of the basic shape. I'm probably gonna have to cut this down a little bit more, but I left the length of it long, and I made it wider and taller just so I have more wiggle room. So that's what I have so far. You can also buy on eBike and what is it, 59-inch spring tube for box magazines. If I can get my box mag, which is somewhere. This spring tube is what the BBs go through. Now you can use plastic tubing that has a inside diameter of 6 millimeters or more. But the thing about plastic tubing is that you can squeeze it and bend it, and you can kink it, and if you get a bad enough bend in it, it will just fold. Whereas a spring, pretty much, it has to be really severe bend and a BB won't go through. But I can't squeeze this, I can't crush it, so that's why they're made out of spring. The only downside is that when you have bends, it opens up. Dirt can get in there. So most of the reasons why your box mags jam is either it's the winding mechanism or something is caught in the spring tube and it's jamming the BBs. That's happened to me a couple times. Not the end of the world. It just sucks. That's why I'm doing this conversion, because if this goes down, I need some other way to load it. And with a 240, it's not built out of the box to just take an M4 AEG mag. So that's part of the reason. Let's see. So yeah, you can get a 59-inch roll or bag of this. It's one long 59-inch. It's about a little over 4 feet. So that's what I'm gonna use. That should be more than enough. I'm gonna run the spring tube from this box mag. Since I already have it, I'm probably gonna upgrade this box mag in the future or get a new one anyway. This is sort of the cheap A and K one. But I'm pretty much gonna hook up the end of the hose to the long hose and then run both my airline, my switch connection, and the BB tube all in one, in like a sort of a fabric, maybe even a sort of plastic, thin plastic tubing, just to keep it protected. And I'm gonna run that to the gun and to the mag well. What else? So that's my plans right now. I also have other things I'm gonna order. I'll probably do another video on that. But the other thing I have to do after the first time playing with this was the accuracy. It was complete garbage. It's not the kit's fault. It's not really even my fault either. It's just the way the inner barrel was installed when I had this as an AEG. The AEG hop-up unit for the 240, when you have the grooves on the side of the inner barrel to lock it into the hop-up unit, there's like a little, on most AEGs, there's like a little plastic clip, like a C-clip that goes over into the grooves and locks it into the unit. With the 240 AEG inner barrel and hop-up unit, there was a pin that you would have to hammer in, and that pin messed up those channels where the clip would lock in. So those channels were all gouged out. They were bigger than they were supposed to be because of the constant hammering and everything. So there was a little bit of slop. Actually right now the inner barrel can move in and out of the hop-up unit about 2 millimeters, maybe 3 millimeters. So there's a lot of play in the inner barrel, which means the hop-up window isn't perfect. So I'm getting inconsistent shots because the BB and the hop-up unit and the hop-up rubber are not properly aligned and locked in. That's probably one of the big issues, is that since I'm not getting 100% consistent, or not even 90% consistent contact between the BB and the hop-up rubber in the unit, it's causing my shots to just not totally fly, but they sort of, after about 75 feet, the grouping goes from pretty decent sized grouping, about 6 to 8 inch grouping, and they just fly. They just spread out all over the place. So not only am I getting a new inner barrel that is not messed up because it's new, it's going to be a 6.03. This is a 6.06 inner barrel, the stock inner barrel that came with the gun. So if anything, having a new, clean, fresh cut barrel that will properly fit inside the hop-up unit, that's going to help with accuracy. It being a tighter inner diameter is going to help with accuracy. And on top of that, I'm switching from 0.25s to 0.28s. So that should stop sort of the flying or the increased spread of the shots. So heavier weight BBs, tighter bore, and plus it's going to be a new Prometheus barrel. So all those in my accuracy should be great. So that's my plan. That's what I hope. Everything else, the spacer at the end of the barrel that holds the end of the inner barrel inside the outer barrel perfectly, that's fine. That's one of the first things I did when I got home, was make sure that there was no play, there was no slop in that bushing. It's tight. The inner end of the inner barrel does not move side to side or up or down at all. The problem is that the inner barrel moves in and out slightly. And with the incredible recoil of this gun, that's what I think most of the issue came from, is that play in the inner barrel in the hop-up unit, just, it wasn't that good. It wasn't horrible. After a while, I kind of got used to it, and I know how to sort of get around it a little bit, but there was just plenty of times where if I just had the more accuracy, I would have been getting more kills. But thankfully, since this gun is a gas blowback, it was such a fun thing to shoot that I didn't really mind the accuracy. It sucked, yes, not being accurate, not being able to be effective as much, but the sound and the feeling of the recoil was just amazing. So that sort of counteracted it. So hopefully next time I go out and play with this and I have the accuracy I want, it's just going to be a straight beast. That's what I'm planning. So those are the couple things I have planned for next week. It's the new inner barrel, get this M4 AEG mag adapter finished, and convert this to a backpack fed gun. One of the reasons why I'm also doing the backpack fed 240, not just because it looks cool, is that big box mag hanging off the side of this, it gets in the way. That's why you see a lot of videos on YouTube, people converting the nutsack mod, basically getting rid of the big box mag and getting sort of that smaller nutsack fabric bag pretty much to feed BBs. So it creates a smaller profile. It's easier to move around with, because having this on the side of the gun, and it's on the side of the gun where if you're right-handed, it's pressing into your body. So either you worry about bending or breaking the box mag off the gun because you might put too much pressure on the magazine, or it's just you're holding the gun away from your body, trying not to do that, and it's just an awkward situation. It really drastically makes it harder for your movements. Is that you don't just have to worry about carrying a 20-pound plus gun. You also got to make sure that you're not putting pressure on this box mag and breaking it off the gun, because I don't know about you, but I don't trust the way this mounts. The mount it has, it's metal, it's nice, but the way how heavy the gun is and having it rest on your body, it's just you're asking it for it to snap off. So yeah, there's a lot of improvements to do. Doing the backpack fed gun makes my movements faster, so I can move around a lot better. It also allows me to use the M4 AEG mags in case my box mag runs out or goes empty, or it breaks. What else? Inner barrel assembly, that's gonna help out a lot. I'm really hoping. That's the only thing I can sort of think of right now. Everything else on the gun seems fine. I just think it's the inner barrel. I knew when I was installing the inner barrel into the hop-up unit that it wasn't good. I could just tell right off the bat before I even put it in the outer barrel, before I even put it inside the gun, that inner barrel was gonna be replaced soon. So I just didn't know I was gonna have to replace it this soon, but it's okay. Other updates, I do plan on doing a dual tank setup. Right now I run a Ninja 9045 tank, 90-4500. I get about maybe about 1,000, maybe depends on the day, I guess. But at 3,000 psi, I get about 1,000 BBs. I wasn't able to fill this to 4,500 because the place I went to last week only filled up to 3,000. So if I were to fill this up to 4,500 psi, I'd probably get about 1,500 BBs per tank, which is not bad. But I definitely like not having to worry about running out of air. So I'm gonna do a dual tank, so that'll give me a 180 4,500 tank pretty much. So dual tank setup should give me at least 3,000 BBs, which is a box and a half. So that should be plenty of air. Should probably last me an hour or 2 hours depending on how heavy I pull the trigger. But we'll see. After playing one game, obviously I do not know everything, so we'll see. But yeah, so far this has been very fun. I've had a lot of fun with this. I have definitely made a lot of people in my airsoft group want Daytonas. So hopefully we can have a good size squad of just Daytona LMGs. But yeah, anyway, if you have any questions, any comments, if you have any suggestions, please, let me know. Yeah, that's about it for now. You guys have a good day.